What's up, everybody? Thanks for tuning in to another episode of Cart Smart TV. Got a couple simple things here on a Yamaha. We don't get to see the Yamaha very often, but here lately we've been getting a few in, so we've been trying to make as many videos that could help you, kind of understand what might be going on with your cart. This one's super simple, but let's get into what we got. So I have a 2000 Yamaha G16 that has had the G22 body put on it. G22A on the body. But I have determined, because this cart has been here before a very long time ago, I do remember it was needing some steering things go on here, and come to find out it had the G16 steering rack in it, and it was no longer available. So we did some things to try to help the steering on this cart, but as you can see, that tire there is just as slick as it can be, and this one's starting to get that way. But what we found out is that these tires were new in December of 2024. What I have found out is that these tires are severely underinflated for it being a standard ride height golf cart. I normally try to run about 20 pounds all the way around on these tires, because it's, from what I find in my area, is that's about the optimum pressure for the tire lasting the longest. Well, this side had like, I think 8 pounds in it, and that side over there has 10 pounds in it. Well, that 8 pounds of air on this tire on asphalt, because this is in a assisted living place. I do have an older gentleman as the owner, so he's always basically on asphalt, very little in grass, and that type of air pressure will make that tire wear just like that. Underinflation is just as bad as overinflation. So same back here, we can see that at some point this tire had evidently lost air, and you can see the outer tread is completely wore off of this, and he was riding it on the lowest air pressure possible, and he finally put some air in it, and that's why it's looking back the way it looks. And then of course we're just going to do a simple tune-up for them, because it's been since last year, and that's what we always tell most of all our customers, is that you change the oil and spark plug and filters in these things once a year, depending on how much you use them. If you're using it a lot, basically twice a year, and you're good to go. So yeah, we're going to get 2 new tires on this thing, and bring that tire, because it's still good enough to where I can put that tire in the back, make all the pressures proper in all the tires, and that tire will be fine. Basically gonna be changing these 2 out. Okay guys, so I got the tires on the front, swapped the one from the front to the back that was still okay. Now we're gonna go through and check all our tire pressures, make sure everything is at 20 like I said. 20. Alright, all 4 of them set. Should have no more problems with the wear on these tires. Put our caps back on. Good to go in the tire area. Alright, so when you go to do your tune-up, it's just as simple as it can be. You're going to check your belts while you're in here. Ours look pretty good there. Yep, looking pretty good there. And you're gonna get your air filter out. Still looks brand new after about a year. Got a bug in there. Air filter doing what it's supposed to do. Even though it's only been a year, that still looks pretty good. It could be reused if you needed to, but. And you have your pre-filter. That still looks pretty clean. A little dusty on the back side there. Throw that in the trash too, because you get brand new of that. And when I'm doing a tune-up for somebody, I like to get it as clean as possible. So I get my air chuck out. I'm gonna blow this box out. So make sure I get all the junk that's built up in there out of the cart before I put the new stuff in. I believe I got more trash on the camera than there was on the golf cart. I'm gonna get our kit open. All my other stuff fell. So you'll have spark plug, fuel filter, and your air filters. First one that goes in is this. Obviously that says up. I'll show you this little notch. Alright, so on these pre-filters there's a little notch cut out right there. Alright, so there's a notch right there that will actually line up with a little spot in the air box right here. That's where that little notch in the air box is going to fall. So that's in the right space when you know you got it like that. Boom, simple as that for the air filter. It's done and over with. Fuel filter is going to be tucked up underneath right here next to the gas tank. It's got a couple of zip ties on it. Right back under it goes. Next thing you're going to do is get your spark plug out. Put it in by hand. When you're putting a new one in, put it in by hand. That way it doesn't cross thread on you. There we go. All right. And that's it for everything up here that you got to change. Now you just jack this thing up a little bit, get up underneath there to your oil drain bolt. Might be hard to see, but if you can see that light down there below the clutch, that's your access hole to the oil drain plug. And so we're gonna get this cart lifted, get that oil drain plug out, get it draining oil. Alright guys, oil's drained. Oil plugs back in and tight, and now you're just going to use 1 quart heavy duty 30 weight is what we run in all our carts. You can run anything you want in them though. This is just what we've been doing for years and years and years, 25 or more, I believe. So Yamaha only takes one quart, only one. With all the other things done, oil, filters, fuel filter, air filter, spark plug. And one last thing I always do for Yamahas, because Yamahas are mostly the only ones that typically do this, but there's a Zerk fitting right here in the clutch. Every time you do an oil change, squirt one shot of grease into this clutch every single time you do a service to your golf cart. It's pretty important. Keeps the clutch operating as it should, keeps it lubricated on the inside for all the weights and everything to do their job properly. So that's pretty much the last thing that I do when it comes to the Yamaha. One shot, and that concludes a service job and tires to your Yamaha G16. And now you're ready to go for another year. Alright guys, hopefully this video helped you out. Maybe learn a little bit about your tire pressure, how important it is for pretty much all the golf carts to be pretty much the same pressure all the way around. A lot has to do with whether it's lifted, what kind of tires you're using, whether they're turf tires, radial tires, all that good stuff. It all does make a difference. So yeah, that's kind of why I made this video for you guys, just to show you how important it was for the tire pressure. And then of course everybody does a yearly service for the most part. And so if you have any questions, please feel free to reach out. Phone number to the business should be on the channel here, and if you need to call us, please feel free to do as well. Leave us a comment. Please hit that thumbs up, grab that notification bell, and don't forget to subscribe, guys. Thank you so much. God bless you all.